In this session, I will start by a few words about efficiency. After that, I will show you how to dramatically reduce time to code some very common features. Then I will talk about instant deploying. And to conclude, we will have a look to the next steps for faster development. Just a word about me before starting. My name is Sébastien. I work with Liferay Portal since 10 years. And I'm a freelancer in Paris. OK, let's go to talk about efficiency. In fact, to be efficient, you need to avoid wasting resources. And in software development, there is no material resources like in some other industries. In development, the key resource is time. So we need to optimize our time. And as developers, we waste too much time every day, I think. We waste time to writing and debugging trivial code, waiting during compilation, packaging, deployment, and repeating again and again the same manual task from control panel, for example. So we need really to improve this. Okay. Okay. First part, code generation, a kind of on-free coding. Why code generation? Why generate recurring code? Oh, because this kind of code can be so boring to write, and more important, it's costly. It's costly because you spend time to write this code, but you spend time more to fix trivial bugs in this code. So we need to not write anymore some trivial and recurrent code. Okay. The very first basic level of code generation is to use a template to initialize your project. Whatever the build tool you use, there is many templates available. But this is a very, very basic. We need more than simple project skeletons. So the famous service builder can help us. Okay. This tool is provided by Liferay since a very long time. You can generate some service code from a simple XML file. But unfortunately, only persistence layers are really full generated. Okay? You need to code some recurring plumbing in business layer. There are some missing parts. Okay? If you look at this slide, you can see some missing stuff for common use cases. All the business service layer need to be written by your own. So ID creation, for example, you need to write a couple of lines of code to generate the ID, but this is the same thing every time. Okay? All permission stuff, indexing, and all the things related to asset management. Each time you code a new portlet, a new CRUD, you need to rewrite almost the same things. And of course, the web layer, the portlet itself, you need to recode each time the CRUD screen. Okay? But all these missing components could be generated. And now it's possible using a tool called Damascus. Damascus is a kind of new hub for CRUD full code generation. This is a command line tool. The tool reads a model descriptor in JSON format, and the tool will generate 3 modules ready to be deployed. Okay? An API module, service module, and web module. This is conform to common conventions in Liferay 7 world. Okay? And it's out of the box, usable out of the box. You can deploy this module without change anything, and it works. Okay. Not this is an open source project initiated by Yasuyuki Takeo, here in the room. And I'm a contributor too in this project. And you can talk to the founder of the project at the coffee break if you want. Okay. To be more concrete, let's go to see an example, an event manager application. This is a very simple example. So we have only one class, one entity, okay? The public event entity with an event ID, classic, a name, a location for the event, and the paid a boolean to explain if the event is free or not. Okay. Okay. So to generate the modules with Damascus, you need to start by initializing the project with Damascus init command. It will pass as argument the project name and the base package. So in a second step, you will update the base.json file, which describes the model, and with Damascus -create, you will generate effectively the modules. Okay. Let's go to have a look to the JSON file. It's I think intuitive because there are flags to switch on or switch off some feature. As you can see, you can choose to have or not some discussion on the asset, ratings, tags, all the classic stuff you can find in standard portlet of Liferay. You can have the same thing in your generated portlet at already cost very reduced because all is generated. Okay, the files are described too in these JSON files. Now it's ready to deploy. You can just use Blade to deploy the generated module. And now you can browse from the control panel to the generated portlet. So you can add a new event with the ad hoc button. Okay. You fill the forms, you submit, and you can see all the event. You can browse the list of events. So we have 2 events in our example, the community meetup and Liferay DevCon this year. And on each entity in the list, you have some action you can use to change permission, edit the entity, delete it, or send the entity to the trash. It's classic. You can sort the entries. You can search all the classic features for CRUD. So, what are the typical usage of Damascus in practice? Not that Damascus is a fire and forget tool because after code generation, if you change manually the code, you can't regenerate the module without lose all your change. So you need generate only one time before change manually something in the generated code. And not that if you want, you can't just keep some small parts of the generated code. Maybe you don't want to have Portlet MVC CRUD web interface. You won't have your own with Angular or GSF, I don't know. But so you can just use business layer generated by Damascus and delete other parts, no problem with this. So we need you because this is an open source project and feedback are very important. So if you use it, don't hesitate to create new issue or commenting existing issue. You can also contribute. In the README file, there are all the instructions to contribute to the project. Okay, and to finish about code generation, I would like to make a special tribute to XML Portlet Factory, because it was a famous code generator for Liferay 6, and it was a great source of inspiration for Damascus. Jack and Ran have done an amazing job, and if you work on some legacy project with Liferay 6, XML Portlet Factory could be very valuable for you. So keep in mind. Okay, next part, deploying without waiting. So as developer, you know that during the development phase, you often wait. You start or restart the app server, maybe 1 or 2 times by day. You build more the project all the day. You deploy to the local server, and there are many reasons to wait during development phase. So it's a great waste of time. So we need to improve this. What are the tools we can use to do this? First point, you can reduce app server time easily. First point, you can use a lightweight app server. Use Tomcat rather than JBoss or WebLogic or WebSphere Portal. And you can also uninstall permanently the unused modules of Liferay. Maybe if you don't use a collaborative suite, you can remove the ad hoc LPKG. This is the first point. Another important point, the deployment duration is a crucial axis of improvement for no more wasting time. The numbers are here. The deployment is a very costly operation, so we need some tools to improve this. The more famous tool to reduce deployment time is gRebel. It's not a tool specific to Liferay. This is a general Java tools, and I think every Java developer should know the existence of this tool. gRebel synchronizes workspace source code file on the deployed module. So when you change something in your project, the change are automatically reflected to the deployed module. It's instant, very fast. Okay. This is a commercial product. So not everyone can or want to buy some license. So we need some alternative. For the particular case of theme, you can use the Liferay theme task. It's a very common plugin for Gulp. I think maybe Here, everyone know already this task. With Gulpwatch, you can deploy a new JavaScript file or a new CSS file. You have just to save the file, and the change are automatically reflected to the deployed theme. Okay, it's very fast. But this is only for theme. But for module, there are a new command line tool called Liferay OSG Watch. It's done by Liferay staff, and it's not very well known, I think, but it's very convenient. You just install the NPM module, and to launch the tool, you just type on the command line lwatch, and this is the same mechanism than the theme tool. So when you change something in a Java class, for example, the tool will launch a Gradle to recompile only the class, and will redeploy only this class inside the module already deployed. There is no full repackaging of the module, and so on. So it's faster than standard Gradle or Blade deployment. It's a little bit more long than with Grbal, but it's free. So it's an advantage. Okay. Next step. The next level is for fast deployment is just to not deploy. This is a faster way. It's possible to do this for static resource, CSS, and JavaScript files, thanks to an amazing tool, Charles Proxy. Charles Proxy is a generic tool with a very lot of features, but in the context of this presentation, there is one particular feature interesting for us. This is the map local feature. This feature allows to serve resources directly from source code, because Charles Proxy provide capability to define rules to route some browser requests to particular local files. So if map local feature is properly configured, static resources are loaded in browser directly from the IDE workspace local file. So if you change something in your JavaScript, you don't need to redeploy it. The proxy, we will route the request directly to the file in your workspace. Okay, so this is a faster way to deploy a static resource because there is no deployment. The resources are served on place. Okay. Note that Charles Proxy is an awesome tool for web developer, and I think every web developer should know Charles Proxy because there are a lot of other features very useful. So I recommend you to have a look to Charles Proxy. And the best part for these tips is it's not limited to the local server. So you can override JavaScript and CSS for remote server too. So if you work on a fix, you can test your JavaScript and CSS directly from on any environment, including production, and without impacting other users privately. This is just in your browser that your local JavaScript and CSS are loaded. So it's very convenient because often you are in a case of the data in production or in local development are not the same, etc., etc. And often you can't reproduce some bugs in your local environment. So with with shell proxy, you can test your JavaScript with production environment without impacting other users. It's a great mean to reduce time to fix bugs. Okay. So we have see some tips and tricks, but what's next? What's the next step to improve more and more the speed, the development speed? I think you are the next step, because each of you knows at least one uncommon trick to develop faster, I think. So altogether, you are in a Edge development tips database. So I would like you share your tips and tricks. You publish it on GitHub, Gist, or on the Liferay Blogs platform, because it's an open platform. Everybody can post on the Liferay Blogs, and you can share your publication on a social network. So I think altogether we can improve more the development speed. Thanks to be here. And if you have some question, I can answer. And maybe you want to share some tips right here, right now, all together. No? Not. You can get the slide from this link.
Okay, we have some time for a couple of questions, so got one here.
Hi, just have a question about the NPM tool Liferay OSGI Watch, I think it's how it's called. Does it work with Liferay 7 JF4, or is it like a Fure stuff? Or
I work only with DXP, sorry.
Okay.
Maybe the plugin work with, but me, I work only with DXP, so I
right
have.
Okay.
I have not tested.
And it's made by Liferay by Liferay teams.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Any more questions or tips for Sebastian?
Maybe tips to share, a trick to share.
I think everyone's still
know
tired after
the
lunch.
French guys at the bottom of the room can share some tips. No?
No volunteers, no.
On Damascus, why did you choose to use a JSON instead of a DSL or something more natural to define the model?
I think you can pass the mic to.
Yeah, that's a good question. I couldn't decide until the recently. So I just kept the XML on the definition as well. But I ended up choosing the JSON because it's kind of easy from the development side. So yeah, but any like for the feedbacks or like suggestions is always welcome. So if you have something in mind, please create an issue on it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Hi. You mentioned JRebel. Did you try it on IntelliJ with Liferay?
Not just with Eclipse.
Ah, okay. So because in our company, all of my colleagues, we tried it on IntelliJ and still not working. even if we tried, if we run Liferay on a command line or embedded in IntelliJ, it's not working. Maybe someone.
The support of GRebel is very good. When you ask a question, the GRebel guys answer very quickly. So I think if you challenge a GRebel team for that, there will be no problem.
Okay,
Because
thank you very much.
This is the advantage of commercial product.
Okay, so if we've no more questions, we can finish up there. Thank you very much, Sebastian.
Thanks.